So yun. So, ang next na sasagutan naman natin ay ang number 2 para sa exercise number 3. Para naman dito sa number 2, given dito ang vertices at ang foci, which is where dito sa vertices is yung 0, negative 3. Para naman sa foci is yung 0, positive negative 5. So, basically, ito na ang mga nasagutan natin. Nakikita nyo naman na naka-highlight for the yellow marker. Para naman sa length of the latus rectum, nakuha natin dito is 32/3. So, sinundan lang natin yung formula na 2h² over 9 is equals to length of each lactum rectum. So, para naman sa E, which is yung eccentricity. So, ang nakuha naman natin ay 5/3. Para naman sa center, finolo lang natin yung formula, which is yung C, quantity H, K, or times K, or H, K. So, nakuha naman natin na sagot dito is 0, 0. So, yan ang sagot para sa center, para sa problem na to. Para naman dito sa vertices, so may given naman tayo na 0, negative 3. So, nakuha naman natin itong b sub 1 at b sub 2 by following the formula. For b sub 1 is h plus a sub 1, h plus a, k. And para sa b sub 2 is sinundan natin ang formula na h minus a, k. So, by following that formula, we got the vertex v sub 1 is equals to, or v sub 1 is quantity 0, 3, and v sub 2 is quantity 0, negative 3. Para naman sa v or b, which is yung conjugates, so dalawa rin nakuha natin dyan, which is yung v sub 1 and v sub 2. So, we just follow the formula na same lang din naman para dun sa vertices, pero ang para naman dito sa conjugate is b sub 1 quantity h, k plus b, and b sub 2 quantity h, k plus b. So by following that formula, we got the answer b sub 1 quantity 4, 0, and b sub 2 quantity negative 4, 0. So para naman dito sa foci is given na siya, which is yung 0, positive negative 5. So next na tayo rito para sa directrices. So, nakuha natin dito yung y is equals to 9/5 and y is equals to negative 9/5. Finolo lang natin yung formula na x is equals to h plus a squared over c is equals to h plus a over e, and yung x is equals to h minus a squared minus a squared over c is equals to h minus a over e, and we get this answer na y is equals to 9/5 and y is equals to negative 9 and 5. Para naman dito sa endpoints, so we have nakuha tayo ng 4 na sagot, which is yung e sub 1, e sub 2, e sub 3, e sub 4. We got those answer by following the formulas na for e sub 1, quantity h plus c sub c, k plus b squared over b, and e sub 2 is quantity h plus c, k minus b squared over b over a, and yung e sub 3 is quantity h minus c, k plus b squared over a, and lastly yung e sub 4 is yung h minus c, h minus c, k minus b squared over a. So nakuha natin itong mga sagot ito by following the formula, which we had the answer for e sub 1 is quantity 16/3, 5, and e sub 2 is quantity negative 16/3, 5, and e sub 3 is equals to 16/3, negative 5, and e sub 4 is equals to negative 16/3 and negative 5. So, ayan ang endpoints natin for this equation, and let's jump to the asymptotes naman. So, nakuha natin ang asymptotes. 5 following the formula of y minus k is equals to positive negative b over a, quantity x minus h. So by following that formula, so basically substitution lang to. So by substituting all the given data from the previous columns natin, ay makukuha natin ang asymptotes na y is equals to 3 um, over 4x. And for the other one is y is equals to negative 3 over 4x. So yan ang asymptotes natin for this equation. So second to the last is ang simplest form, which we have the y squared over 9 minus x squared over 16 is equals to 1. So we get the standard form by following the formula quantity x minus h squared over a squared is minus quantity y minus k squared over b squared. So basically, we by following that formula, as usual, substitution ulit, and by simplifying the term, we got this answer y squared over 9 minus x squared over 16 is equals to 1. So if may simplest form na tayo, we can jump to the general form, which we have got the 16 y squared minus 9x minus 144 is equals to 0. So basically, yan ang sagot for number 2 for the exercise number 3. Yun lang.
Let's answer number 3. So ang given dito sa number 3 is yung vertex o yung vertices and yung asymptotes. Ang kailangan nating hanapin or the things that we need to find is the length of the latus rectum, the eccentricity, center, conjugates, foci, directrices, endpoints, standard form of equation, and lastly is the general form of equation. Gamit yung mga given na vertices, which is yung positive, negative, 5, 0, and yung asymptotes na 3x minus 4y equals 0. So this is the summary of hyperbola equations kapag ang center is 0, 0. So since ang vertex natin or yung vertices natin is 5, 0, and negative 5, 0, and mapapansin na yung y is equals to 0, then yung ating center is 0, 0. So ngayon na meron na tayong center na 0, 0, which is represented as C, H, K, H is equals to 0 and K is equals to 0. So given yung vertices na positive, negative 5, 0, which is represented according to dun sa table na positive, negative A, 0, and ang ating asymptotes, which is 3x minus 4y is equals to 0, and then y is equals to 3x all over 4, and ito ay represented according sa table as y is equals to positive, negative bx over a. Doon sa ating vertex, nalaman natin na ang value ni a is equals to 5. In order to find yung iba pang parts, which is yung mga foci or focus, and then yung conjugates, and yung iba pa, kailangan nating hanapin yung value ni B and yung value ni C. And para mahanap yung value ni B, we will use itong representation ni asymptote, which is equals to bx over a. And given din naman yung asymptotes dun sa number 3, which is 3x all over 4. So, equate natin siya. 3x over 4 is equals to bx over a. 3x over 4 is equals to bx over b. Sinubstitute natin si a. Sinubstitute natin si 5ka. And then, cross multiply. 3x times 5 is equals to 15x is equals to 4 times bx is equals to 4bx. And then para makuha si b, divide natin both sides by 4x, which gives us the answer b is equals to 15 over 4. And then ngayon na nahanap natin ang value ni b, hanapin naman natin yung value ni c. And in order para mahanap natin yung value ni c, gagamitin natin yung formula na c is equals to square root of a square plus b square. Then substitute yung mga nakuha nating value na a and b. So c is equals to 5 square plus 15 over 4 square. and then which will give us the answer C is equals to 25 over 4. Ngayon na nahanap natin si B and C, hanapin naman natin yung value ng E or yung eccentricity. So para mahanap natin yung value ni E, ang gagamitin natin formula ay C is equals to A, E, or A times E, and then substitute yung value ni C and yung value ni A sa equation. So 25 over 4 is equals to 5E, and it will give us the answer E is equals to 5 over 4. So ngayon, na nahanap na natin silang tatlo, ang ating foci or yung focus is, yung ating unang focus is 25 over 4, 0, and yung pangalawa is negative 25 over 4, 0. And yung ating conjugates, yung ating unang conjugates is 0, 15 over 4, and yung pangalawa is 0, negative 15 over 4. And yung ating eccentricity na 5 over 4. Next, ang hahanapin naman natin is yung endpoints, directrices, yung standard form of equation, and yung general form ng equation. So para mahanap yung endpoints, ito yung representation niya according sa table. So isa-substitute lang natin yung nakuha nating value na C, value na B, and yung value ng A. So substituting it will give us the first endpoint, which is 25 over 4, 45 over 16. Second endpoints na negative 25 over 4, 45 over 16. The third endpoint, which is 25 over 4, negative 45 over 16. And then the last endpoint, which is negative 25 over 4, negative 45 over 16. So after nating mahanap yung endpoints, we will proceed to the directrices. And ito naman yung representation niya or yung formula para makuha yung directrices nung equation or nung hyperbola. So, substitute natin yung nakuha nating value ni A and value ni E. So, x is equals to positive negative 5 over 4, which will give us the answer x is equals to 4 and negative 4. So, ang directrices natin is x is equals to 4 and x is equals to negative 4. And ngayon, na nakuha na natin sa directrices, we will proceed dun sa pagkuha ng latus rectum or yung length ng latus rectum. And para makuha yon, we will use the formula 2b squared over a. Substitute the value of b and a, which will give us the answer LR or yung length ng latus rectum is 45 over 8. So we will now find yung standard form ng hyperbola equation. So substituting yung value ng A and value ng B dito sa equation, x squared over 5 squared minus y squared over 15 over 4 squared is equals to 1. So x squared over 25 minus y squared over 225 over 16 is equals to 1. So ito yung ating standard form. And para makuha natin yung general form, so i-expand lang natin itong equation na ito, which will give us the answer 9x squared minus 16y squared minus 225 is equals to 0. So after nating makuha yung mga missing na parts or yung mga dapat nating hanapin para makuha natin yung standard form of equation and general form, ito yung mga summary of answers dito sa number 3.
So hello everyone, my name is Justin Alice Unyo and I'm gonna tackle the answers and solutions in exercise number 3, the letter A number 4 and B number 3 and 5. So in exercise number 3, I am assigned in the fourth column to discuss it. So the only given is in the SF, which is x minus 2 squared over 25 minus y plus 2 squared over 16 equals to 1. Then the answers are in the section LR is equals to 32 over 5. The eccentricity is square root of 41 over A. The center is 2 and negative 2. The vertices are 7 and negative 2 and negative 3 and negative 2. Then the letter B is 2 and 4, then 2 and negative 6. And the foci are 2 plus square root of 41 and negative 2 and 2 minus square root of 41 and negative 2. Then the directrices are x is equals to 2 plus 25 square root of 41 all over 41. Then x equals to 2 minus 25 square root of 41 all over 41. So the endpoints are, the first endpoint is 2 plus square root of 41 and 6 over 5. The second one is 2 plus square root of 41 and negative 26 over 5. Then the third one is 2 minus square root of 41 and 6 over 5. Then the last endpoint is 2 minus square root of 41 and negative 26 over 5. And then the asymptotes are y equals 4 over 5x minus 18 over 5. And then the next asymptote is negative 4 over 5x minus 2 over 5. So given the SF, x minus 2 squared over 25 minus y plus 2 squared over 16 equals to 1, then the general form will be 16x squared minus 25y squared.
Let's proceed on answering number 5 of exercise 3A. So, ang given lang dito sa number 5 is yung general form ng equation, which is yung 9x squared minus 4y squared minus 2x plus 4y minus 40 is equals to 0. And ang kailangan nating mga hanapin is yung length ng latus rectum, the eccentricity, the center, vertex, or yung vertices, conjugates, foci, directrices, endpoints, asymptotes, and then yung standard form of equation. So, ito naman yung summary of hyperbola equation kapag ang ating ang center is HK, meaning hindi siya 0, 0. So, para makuha natin yung standard form ng equation, need nating gawing standard form yung general equation na given dun sa number 5, which will give us the answer x minus 1 over 9 square all over 352 over 81 minus y minus 1 half square all over 88 over 9 is equals to 1. And from, ngayon na nakuha na natin yung standard form, mahahanap na rin natin yung center and yung value ni A and yung value ni B. So, ang ating value ng center o yung center natin, according dito sa representation ng standard form, ang ating center is 1 over 9, 1 half. And yung value ng ating A is equals to positive negative 4 square root of 22 over 9. And yung value ng B is equals to positive negative 2 square root of 22 over 3. And para makuha yung value ni C, ginamit natin yung formula na C is equals to A square plus B square. Substitute lang natin yung nakitang value natin dito sa ilalim ng x minus h square. C is equals to square root of 4 square root of 22 over 9 square plus 2 square root of 22 over 3 square, which will give us the answer or yung value ng C na positive negative 2 square root of 286 over 9. So ngayon, na nakuha na natin yung value ng center, yung value ng A, B, and C, makukuha na rin natin yung mga susunod na missing dun sa number 5. So, ang kukunin naman natin na next is yung latus rectum or yung length ng latus rectum na makukuha lang natin through the formula 2b square over A. So, substitute lang natin nakuha nating value na B and yung value ni A, which will give us the answer LR is equals to 2 square root of 22. And para naman makuha natin yung eccentricity ng equation, gagamitin natin yung formula na C is equals to AE. And substitute natin yung value na nakuha natin sa C and sa A, which will give us the final answer, or yung eccentricity is equals to square root of 13 over 2. And ito naman yung representation according sa table ng vertices. Substitute natin yung nakuha nating value ni H from the center, and yung value ni A, and as well as yung value ni K, which will give us yung unang vertex o yung V1 natin is equals to 1 plus 4 squared of 22 all over 9, comma 1 half. And yung pangalawang vertex naman natin is 1 minus 4 squared of 22 all over 9, comma 1 half. And para makuha naman natin yung conjugates, ito yung representation according sa table. So substitute lang din natin yung value ni H, ni K, at yung value ni B na nakuha natin kanina, which will give us yung unang conjugate na 1 over 9, comma 3 plus 4 square root of 22 over 6. And yung pangalawang conjugate, which is 1 over 9, comma 3 minus 4 square root of 22 over 6. And ito naman yung representation ng focus from the table. So substitute natin yung nakuhang value ng H, ni C, at ni K. Ito yung, which will give us yung unang focus, which is 1 plus 2 square root of 286 over 9, comma 1 half. And then the second focus, which is 1 minus 2 square root of 286 over 9, comma 1 half. So, ang next naman nating hahanapin is yung value ng directrices, yung endpoints, and yung asymptotes ng equation o ng hyperbola. So, para makuha yung directrices, ito yung representation niya according to, or yung equation according to the table. So, substitute ulit yung value ni H from the center and yung value ni A and yung value ni or yung value ni C. Pwede rin natin gamitin yung value ni A and value ni eccentricity. So, substitute lang natin, which will give us the directrices x is equals to 1 over 9 plus 8 square root of 286 all over 117. And yung pangalawang directrix natin, which is yung 1 over 9 minus 8 square root of 286 all over 117. So, ang next naman nating hahanapin is yung mga endpoints. And ito yung representation niya or yung equation or yung points according sa table. So, substitute lang natin yung value ni H, ni K, value ni C, value ni V, and value ni A. So, yung unang endpoints is 1 plus 2 square root of 286 all over 9, comma 1 half plus square root of 22. Yung pangalawang endpoints natin is 1 plus 2 square root of 286 over 9, comma 1 half minus square root of 22. And yung pangatlo nating endpoints, which is yung 1 minus 2 square root of 286 all over 9, comma 1 half plus square root of 22. And yung last endpoint natin is 1 minus 2 square root of 286 over 9, comma 1 half minus square root of 22. So ngayon na nahanap na natin lahat ng missing na value, ito yung summary ng answers sa number 5. So let's answer exercise 3B. Find the equation of the hyperbola satisfying the given conditions. Number 2, foci at negative 2, 3, and negative 2, 7, length of latus rectum is equals to 64 over 3. So this is the equation or yung representation ng focus kapag ang ating center is HK. So para mahanap natin yung center, gagamitin natin yung midpoint formula. which is x sub 1 plus x sub 2 over 2, comma y sub 1 plus y sub 2 over 2, which will give us the center negative 2, comma 5. Having h is equals to negative 2 and k is equals to 5. So we will find yung value ni C. And since yung ating isa sa focus natin yung is negative 2, 7, and ang representation niya is h, k plus c, makukonclude natin na k plus c is equals to 7. And then, now na nahanap na natin yung value ni k, which is 5, isa-substitute natin si 5kk, which will become 5 plus c is equals to 7. And then, makukuha natin na value is c, na value ng c is equals to 2. And then, ngayon naman na nahanap na natin si c, hahanapin naman natin yung value ni a and yung value ni b. And para mahanap yung value ni a, gagamitin natin yung length or yung formula or yung equation ng length of latus rectum, which is 2b squared over a. And i-equate natin siya dun sa given na length ng latus rectum, which is 64 over 3. And ang makukuha nating value ni a is 3b squared over 32. And para makuha natin yung value ni b, using this value na nakuha natin kay a, isa-substitute natin siya dito sa formula na c is equals to square root of a square plus b square. Substitute yung nakuha nating value ni c, which is 2, and yung value ni a na 3b square over 32, which will give us yung value na b is equals to 8 square root of negative 8 plus square root of 73 all over 3. And ngayon na nakuha na natin yung value ni b, pwede na natin ngayon kunin yung true value ni a by substituting itong nakuha nating value ni b kay 3b square over 32. And ang nakuha nating value ni a is equals to negative 16 plus 2 square root of 73 all over 3. So ngayon na nakuha na natin yung a square, si b square, and si a, si b, at saka si h and k, pwede na natin ngayon mahanap yung standard form ng equation by substituting yung nakuha nating value dito sa equation na to. And then, para makuha natin yung value ng a square, e squared lang natin yung nakuha nating a, which is negative 16 plus 2 square root of 73 all over 3. And ang makukuha nating value ng a square is equals to 548 minus 64, square root of 73 all over 9. And same lang din dun sa b. Para makuha si b square, i-square lang natin si value ni b, which will give us the answer negative 512 plus 64 square root of 73 all over 9. And ngayon, pwede na natin siyang i-substitute dito sa equation ng standard form, which will give us yung final answer na y minus 5 squared all over 548 minus 64 square root of 73 all over 9 minus x plus 5 squared all over negative 512 plus 64 square root of 73 all over 9 is equals to 1. So, ito ngayon yung ating standard form equation.
So for the exercise number 3, letter B, number 3, the given is the center at 0 and 0 and the eccentricity is square root of 2. The distance between directrices is 7 square root of 2 and the transverse axis is horizontal. So first, we will identify the letter A. So using the formula x equals a over eccentricity or e, we will substitute the value. So 7 square root of 2 over 2 equals to a over square root of 2. Then we will simplify them. So it will be 2a equals 14. And then we will divide the 14 by 2. So the a will be 7. So in identifying the letter C, we will use the eccentricity equals square root of 2. So square root of 2 equals c over a. Square root of 2 equals c over 7. Then the letter C is equals to 7 square root of 2. Then lastly, we already have the two letters and the only thing that is missing is letter B. So we were gonna use the Pythagorean theorem, which is c squared equals a squared plus b squared. So we are gonna find the letter B. So B equals square root of c squared minus a squared. Then let's substitute the number. So B equals square root of 7 square root of 2 squared minus 7 squared. And we will simplify it. It is square root of 98 minus 49. Then the letter B will be square root of 49. We already know that square root of 49 is 7, so the letter B is equals to 7. Then we will find the foci. So in foci 1, the given is C and 0. So it will be f of 1 equals to 7 square root of 2 and 0. Then the other foci is, we will just negate the letter C. So it will be negative 7 square root of 2 and 0. Then the vertices are, so we know that letter A, the value of A is 7. So it will be 7 and 0. Then the other vertex, the A will be negated. So it will be negative 7 and 0. Then the B1. The given is 0 and B. So we know that that letter B is equals to 7. So it will be 0 and 7. Then the other one is will be negated. So 0 and negative 7. So using all the given values, we will now identify the standard form. So the formula is x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared equals to 1. So x squared over 7 squared minus y squared over 7 squared equals to 1, and we will just simplify it to find the standard form. And so it will be x squared over 49 minus y squared over 49 equals to 0. The 49x squared minus 49y squared equals to 2401, and we will just simplify it, and it will be x squared minus y squared minus 49 equals to 0. Then last, the number 5. The given is vertices at negative 1 and 4 and 5 and 4, area of auxiliary rectangle 48 square units. We are gonna find first the distance between the vertices of transverse axis. So the formula of the distance is d equals square root of quantity of x of 2 minus x of 1 squared plus y of 2 minus y of 1 squared. So we will just substitute the values, and it will be square root of 5 plus 1 squared plus 4 minus 4 squared. So we all know that 4 minus 4 is 0, and if we squared it, it will be 0 also. So we will just solve the 5 plus 1 squared, so it will be 6 squared. Then 6 squared is 36, so it will be square root of 36. Then the answer will be 6, so the distance is 6. And to find letter A, we will just gonna use 2A equals to 6. So letter A is equals to 3. Then next one is, we will gonna find the distance between the vertices of conjugate axis. So using the formula of area, the area is length times width. So the area is 48 square units. So 48 equals to 6L. Because the distance in the first equation is 6, we'll just substitute it to width. So to find the length, we will just gonna divide 48 to 6. So the answer will be 8. And to find the letter B, we will just divide it by 2. So the letter B is 4. And to complete the given equation, we are just gonna use the Pythagorean theorem. So it is c squared equals a squared plus b squared. So c equals square root of a squared plus b squared. Then substitute the numbers. So 3 squared plus 4 squared, then square root of 9 plus 16 is square root of 25. Then the letter C will be 5. We will find the center. So the formula of the center is quantity of x of 1 plus x of 2 over 2 and y's of 1 plus y's of 2 over 2. Then substitute the numbers. Negative 1 plus 5 over 2 and 4 plus 4 over 2. Then, so simplify it, 4 over 2 and 8 over 2. Then, by using the division, the center will be 2 and 4. So, the vertices will be using the formula h plus a and k. So, substitute the numbers. So, it will be 2 plus 3 and 4. So, simplify it. The first vertices or the vertex is 5 and 4. Then the next vertex is h minus a and k, then it will be 2 minus 3 and 4. Then the answer will be negative 1 and 4. Then the next one, the foci. The first focus is h plus c and k, and then the substitution will be 2 plus 5 and 4, and the answer will be 7 and 4. Then the next one, h minus c and k, then it will be 2 minus 5 and 4. So the answer will be negative 3 and 4. Then for the letter B, the first one is h and k plus b. So it will be 2 and 4 plus 4. So it will be 2 and 8. Then the next b is h and k minus b. So it will be 2 and 4 minus 4. So the answer will be 2 and 0. And to finish the equation, we are gonna find the standard form. So using the formula, x minus h squared over a squared minus y minus k squared over b squared is equals to 1. So substitution, x minus 2 squared over 3 squared minus y minus 4 squared over 4 squared equals to 1. Then the standard form will be x minus 2 squared over 9 minus y minus 4 squared over 16 equals to 1. Then to find the general form, we're just gonna simplify the standard form. Then it will be 144 times x minus 2 squared over 9 minus 144 times y minus 4 squared over 16 equals to 144. Then we will just gonna simplify it. It will be 16 times x minus 2 squared minus 1 minus 9 times y minus 4 squared equals to 144. Then it will be 16 quantity of x squared minus 4x plus 4 minus 9 quantity of y squared minus 8 plus 16 equals to 144. Then simplify it again. We will gonna have 16x squared minus 64x plus 64 minus 9y squared plus 72y minus 144 equals to 144. Then the general form will be 16x squared minus 9y squared minus 64x plus 72 minus 224 equals to 0. So that's all, and thank you.